Like, share, and subscribe to my channel as I continue to provide trusted information for you to use to make a decision. I have been looking at the relationship between man and woman for a while, trying to understand fundamentally what is going on between men and women to be causing this level of hostility, or what are women doing to cause men to behave a certain way, or what are men doing to cause women to behave a particular way. And the older I get is the more I realize that it's a complex thing to understand the relationship between males and females and to understand how it is that an individual can be oppressed, depressed, physically abused, and mentally abused and explain it away as though it's the common cold. Now, so today I want to deal with beating women in Jamaica. Now, why? Why are the men beating the women in Jamaica? So I'm going to be looking at this matter relating to um, violence against women from the perspective of a research. So let us go into this and let's see what the research has to say and give you my input in the process. Now, sexual harassment or sexual assault is a phenomenon that is not specialized to Jamaica. It's something that happens throughout the world. So sexual assault is a crime that occurs when a person is pressured, coerced, or tricked into sexual act against their will or without their consent. Now, what we realize is that a number of persons have actually been sexually assaulting each other. And even the World Health Organization, which we refer to as WHO, has joined this discourse to look at what exactly is sexual harassment. And WHO refers to the sexual harassment, sexual violence as a public health concern. So no longer it is just having sex. It is now seen as a matter that deals with one, physical, mental, and social health. And therefore, who has actually brought it into the space of health as a part of what is actually going on. Now, the purpose of this presentation is, I said, to determine whether young adults in Jamaica are sexually assaulted, and of course, why is that happening? And if there is sexual assault occurring, is there physical assault associated with this sexual assault, this rampant sexual assault, if there is a rampant sexual assault that is actually occurring? So we're using the confluence model to really examine this, and that's just to look at sexual assault, look at why it is that men are thinking of behaving a particular way against women in terms of either penetration or aggression towards women or against women. So that is a model that we're going to be using to anchor this piece of work. Now, many other persons have actually looked at sexual assault and look at what are the various issues that affect sexual assault. And we are seeing from this model here that there are many factors that influences other things and therefore goes into sexual aggression, and this sexual aggression goes into the behavior of an individual. So the matter relating to why a man sexually assault a woman and then behave a particular way is not an easy phenomenon, and so that has been going on for a while that we need to be looking at to sort of see what is actually going on. The literature has extensive work on this, and even the Jamaican government has a definition as to what sexual offenses is really all about, and therefore we want to look at what the Ministry of Justice in Jamaica sort of put forward in terms of its act as to what it is. And they say now that they define rape as using physical force or penetrating an individual without consent, which is different from um, many other forms of sexual violence against persons. All right. Rand Corporation has actually joined into this discussion as well, in actually looking at rape, looking at sexual assault, looking at sexual violence, and even the FBI, the Federal Bureau of Investigation in the United States, has actually looked at this matter relating to rape. And they have sort of broadened the discussion as to what rape is compared to what other persons say rape is. All right. Now, the method that we're going to be using to look at this phenomenon, we're actually speaking of this matter relating to rape, is a correlational study. All right. And this correlational study was actually done across Jamaica, and this happened between June 1 and August 1 of 2021. So this is a research that was done, and we use open-ended question of 25 open-ended question to sample individuals across the 14 parishes of Jamaica, those who were older than 18 years. So the research is about Jamaicans across the 14 parishes, but this time for those who are adults. No, 506 Jamaicans were brought into the discussion. All right, and you realize their ages are substantially females. All right, now a question we want for people to sort of understand when we ask females are and males, are you sexually assaulted? And 36.4% of Jamaicans who are older than 16 years indicated that they have been sexually assaulted. Listen carefully. 36.4% of Jamaicans indicate that they have been sexually assaulted. But where are these things happening? The home? The home, substantially, they are happening at the home. At church, at the workplace. So when we just sort of understand what is happening here in terms of the research is saying that the home that you are in is not really a safe place. Then let's now look at some other facts that are actually occurring inside this research. We're looking at females, and we are saying females in the study, 43% or 44% of them indicated that they have been sexually assaulted. Let's look at the males, the figure is there, and those persons who have not really given themselves a gender. Look what is happening to that group as well in terms of what they have actually said. Now, let's now see what happens now we ask persons in terms of whether you have been sexually assaulted or not. 87% of the sexual assault that occur in Jamaica are females, 11.4% are males. 87% of the sexual assault that occurred among persons who are older than what? 18 years happen to females. Females are the victims substantially of sexual assault. Now, it doesn't matter whether these persons are young or old. These cases are occurring among people in Jamaica. But who are the perpetrators of these cases? Fundamentally, a family member, including a stepfather, a friend or a family friend. A stranger is only 14.7%, and fathers are also molesting their children. So if we take family friend, excluding father, stepfather, and a friend or a family friend, that is over 60%. A matter of fact, it is 64.1% of cases. And so we are saying in the home. And if we had father to this figure, we are approaching close to 70% of the cases, which means that the home is an unsafe place for our young people. Now, the issue of the sexual assault and reporting these cases, reported to authorities, most of the assaults that occurred in Jamaica are going unreported. I repeat that, most of the sexual assault cases are going unreported in Jamaica. Now, how are these acts occurring? Penile penetration, 50% for females, 45% of men. Touching the genital or genitalia, 38% for females, 10% for men. Forcing self on the individual, you can see that figure. Cunnilingus, which is oral sex. All right. Now, what I want person to pay attention to now is penile penetration. 45% of males have experienced penile penetration, and 50% of the females who are older than 18. So it means that men are being sodomized in the homes by fathers, stepfathers, family friend, etc. So the question is, are our boys safe inside our homes? Is something that you need to look at. Now, we want person to understand clearly that sexual assault is no easy task to discuss. It is no easy matter to actually look at. What we need to understand clearly is, why are these cases happening? People are actually given various arguments as to why these sexual assaults, why these sexual cases are occurring in our world. And some people have actually forwarded that frustration is also a part of this. But one need to ask the question, why would a father be frustrated and actually sexual assault his daughter or his son? Or why a family member be frustrated and this is how you're going to actually act out your frustration? Why not go to the gym? Why not go to the river, the beach, or somewhere and take out your frustration there? Why are we taking our frustration on people in the homes in Jamaica? It's something that we need to look at to try to understand, why are we doing this? And I'm forwarding that a critical part of the why, the answer to the why we are doing this, is because of how we have been socialized. A number of men believe that their daughter is theirs. And because their daughter is theirs, they want to pick the cherry before somebody's picked the cherry. And this is a critical part of what is happening in terms of that culture, that socialization, that social construct that a number of our men have, that feeling in terms of the home as to how they would have built this up over time, that the men are actually growing in an environment where even the children, females sometimes are actually guilty of this, where they dress the females in some seductive manner, some seductive outfits in the homes. And the boys, the brothers, the cousins, the other family members who are there are seeing this that they would normally see outside. And this is actually creating problems inside the homes, which is also a part of the reason why the females are going to be raped. No, you're going to ask me the question, so is that the case for the males raping the males in the home? It tells you exactly how that individual conceptualizes beauty. And if he sees the male a particular way and he is attracted to males, then the beauty now becomes different for him as to how he actually sees the male. I remember we're talking about penile penetration, so it does not only mean that is only males who are sexually assaulting the males in the home. So the females are equally doing this. But what we do know is that penile penetration is substantially a phenomenon happening inside the homes. Half of the cases of the females, penile penetration, and 47% of the cases of males are penile penetration. And remember, we're saying that 87% of young persons are sexually assaulted. 87%. Now, that's a staggering figure. It's something we need to look at. So it means that a number of females and males are unsafe in the home, and this could be explained and accounting for why a number of the young children are opting to leave their homes, run away, become missing because of that toxic environment that is at home. What do you have to say? I want to hear your opinion. Share this video. Let us actually put forward a message to persons who are in the homes. Let's be cautious. Let's be careful. Let's be vigilant. Let's be watchful in terms of our boys and our girls. Remember, these cases are not only happening to persons who are older than 18 years, that this research is specialized to, but there are many younger persons who are experiencing this sexual assault. Let's see what we can do. Pass the message around, become aware, become conscious of what is happening so we can make a difference. Like, share, and subscribe to my channel as I continue to provide with trusted information for you to use to make decisions.